everyone, Rhea here. Today I am going to share with you 6 things you can start doing right now to be richer by this time next year. And I want to stress to you the importance of small changes. These 6 things I'm about to share with you may not be crazy, intense things that you have to do, but small changes add up over time. So if there's any thought in your mind that these changes are too small, they're not going to have an impact, get those thoughts out of your mind now, because small changes add up over time. You can do these 6 things and it will not hurt you or make life harder for you in any way, shape, or form. So now that I got that out of the way, let's get into the 6 things you can do now so you can be richer and build your net worth by this time next year. Number 1, set up automatic savings transfers. This may be a given, this may be something you're already doing, but are you constantly tapping into your savings account? You may have automatic transfers set up, but if you're constantly tapping into that savings, what good are those automatic transfers really doing for you? What I want you to do is look at your history of your savings account. Have you been taking money out here and there, transferring it to your savings? If so, the amount that you have set up for automatic transfers may be too high. And it may mean you need to refer back to your budget and find a number that's safe. Basically, a number that if it moves from your checking to your savings, you're not going to miss it. The entire purpose of automatic transfers is to not touch it. You want to set it and forget it and check back in a year and see how much it's grown. And another note on that topic is ideally you would want your savings account to be in a place separate from your checking. When you're constantly checking into your checking account, you see your savings, you may feel comfortable touching that savings. We don't want that. We want you to literally set it and forget it. And this is where an online savings account with high interest rates can come in handy. Okay, number 2, ask for a raise. Imagine if you could make more money for the same job you're doing now. That would be great, right? Sure, you may ask for a raise and they say no, but at least you asked. And when it comes to asking, there's a little bit of a skill to it. You want to prepare for that ask by having your accomplishments, your milestones, your big projects, your awards, having a list of those things handy, so when your manager asks, why do you think you deserve a raise, you can quickly address it. You also want to make sure you know what number you have in mind. So I would suggest you research your job or jobs similar to yours for their salary minimums. That way you at least go in having a number in mind of what you would accept. And then lastly, time your ask appropriately. If your company is doing layoffs, probably not the best time to ask for a raise. But if you know a mid-year review is coming up in a month or 2, throw it out there that you are thinking of asking for a raise, that you deserve it and you're ready to speak to it once your mid-year review comes. Okay, number 3, start investing. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, Rhea, you said these things were small. And they are. It does not take much to start investing, and I'm going to speak on that. But first and foremost, I want to share a fact with you. Did you know 46% of millennials don't invest because they say it's too risky? It is risky, I'm not going to lie, but it's almost riskier not to start investing. We only have so much time on this earth, and the longer you wait to start building your savings, building your wealth, building your net worth, the harder it's going to be come retirement to survive. People are living longer and longer these days, and that means they need more money to get by. Investing is going to be your one surefire way to ensure you have enough to survive on or leave to your children and your children's children, and make sure things are covered. So another great thing about investing is the earlier you start, the more you will have. period. Doesn't even matter the amount. The earlier you start investing and don't touch it, which we'll talk about later, the more you will have. And growth earns on top of growth. So anytime your investments go up, future growth is on the entire investment, including the growth. So your money makes more thanks to compounding growth. If you don't know where to start, try Betterment. I know I've talked about them before. I love it. It's the easiest way to start investing for as little as $10. You can spare $10. All right, number 4, find passive forms of income. Now, you may be wondering, what is passive income? Passive income is essentially getting money without exchanging your time. Just let that sink in for a second. So when you go to your primary place of work, you work your 8 hours, you get a paycheck, you are essentially exchanging your time and talents for money. With passive income, you don't do that. Money sort of comes your way without you having to do anything. Now, it may require an initial investment of time, but that initial investment should yield more income throughout time without you having to do anything. And let me give you an example. Let's say you are very good at sewing clothes. So you could create an entire guide or workbook or book about how someone can sew their own clothes. Yes, it'll take a lot of time and energy in the beginning, but once that book is done, you can sell it and earn profits years and years from now. That's passive income. And before I move on, I want to share that the average millionaire has 7 forms of income. So if you can increase the number of passive income streams you have, you can focus your time on other things and earning more money. Something to think about. All right, the next thing you can start doing now to be richer this time next year, increase your 401k contribution amount. At minimum, you should be contributing what your employer will match. If not, you are essentially throwing away free money, and I don't even want to get into the ways of why that's so terrible. At minimum, you should be contributing what your employer will match. Now take it to the next level. Increase whatever minimum number that is by 1%. I guarantee you 1% is not going to have as big of an impact on you as you think it will. You won't miss it. But that 1% will do so much more for you over time than it would coming and you spending it, because it goes straight to your checking account. So start small, 1%, nothing crazy. Increase that every year. I guarantee you every year 1% you won't miss it. All right, last but certainly not least, go on a spending fast. So I've talked about a few ways that you can increase your income, which is definitely a surefire way to ensure you are wealthier this time next year, but so is cutting back your expenses. And a spending fast is perfect for that. A spending fast is essentially you setting a certain amount of time where you don't spend money on things you don't need. So the only thing that you spend money on are bills and living expenses. No Starbucks coffees, no movies, no going out to eat, no getting your nails done. None of that while you're on a spending fast. And now, don't make it too crazy. Start with just 2 weeks. One pay period. You get paid. Only spend money on your bills and living expenses, nothing else. Guarantee you'll have more money in your checking account come the next paycheck. And one good book to kind of assist you on your spending fast is The Spender's Guide to Debt-Free Living by Anna Jones. Such a great book. I enjoyed reading it. Totally relatable. Highly recommend it. All right, so those were the 6 things you can do right now, or at least, in the next week or two, to ensure that you are wealthier, richer, and in a better position in exactly 1 year from now. Now, I want to quickly recap them before I wrap up, but those 6 things are setting up automatic transfers for savings and not touching it, asking for a raise, investing, start finding passive forms of income, increase your 401k contribution amount, and going on a spending fast. All right, guys, well, I am out of here. I want you to ponder those 6 things. Let me know if you have questions. Leave it in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.